body cam recording. Now I can start my journey and talk to you again. I'm so sorry. This is my aide, and she and I both are craving hot dogs. It's Friday. I want to do hot dogs. So, here we go. So, anyway, so what were we talking about? I apologize, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Not that I know of. I mean, that concrete in the back is supposed to be a closed off back porch. So that should not have been entered by any of the board members without consent. Yeah, because we got Henry Gibson handing David the Cunningham file folders from Julie's house. That's right. And you made it known that you didn't want the board on your property to Forest Acres Police before you left. And there she is at your back door. And that back door, I'm sorry, that back door is considered private. That's yours. It's supposed to be enclosed by a fence. Their responsibility to maintain. Yeah. I look forward to you coming back. Yeah. Once, but it was after I found out they were scraping it with, with no facial protection. It's got asbestos. I stayed away. I haven't gone inside since. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yep. 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 You still hear me? Okay, good. I'm turning up the volume. Exactly. That's right. Exactly. And my camera at the front door announces that it is recording. So. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. what that's what President's excuse was for kicking me off of monitoring the security cameras. Was that he didn't want, he could learn, he could be in charge of the security cameras. That's why he took them away from me. That's discrimination. I served my time. I did what I was supposed to do, and I have experience doing private security, having investigative work, and I can prove it. I've almost used SLED, above, and Christopher Cunningham was the president at the time. He appointed me as being head of security for Point Arcadia, and my only role or action was to place cameras in areas I was asked to place cameras in, and actually supposed to be, in places of the general, open areas on the property where it's considered open area, common area. Anywhere where it's considered common area, I can put a camera. It's no different than me standing there with a camera in my hand. I have every right to be standing there. It's common area. As soon as you step one foot out of the front door or back door of my unit, I am in common area. So, there you go. Me too. No. Why would I want to talk to David, who is the word master that writes all this legal stuff? He is the word master. He has already for being late on rejecting. I had made arrangements to pay him off, and I was almost completely paid off, and he still did not drop the case, refused to dismiss the case, and still prosecuted me on the case, even though I had made payment arrangements and it was almost caught up and paid off. He's been drinking the same Kool-Aid that Sir William Thomas Miller, I gotta make sure I put that in there. Sir William Thomas Miller is. He's not even a resident of the city of Brooklyn. He's a resident of Arcadia. He's got 2 units there that he is a renter. And what he wants to do, he claims he's representing all the renters out there. 48 of 100 units are rental units. They get 3 more, it turns into an apartment complex, right? So I'm saying, let's hook up the bad guys, the HOA board. All 4 of the 5 of them. The reason why I say 4 of the 5 is because the 5th one, brand new, appointed to the board to take Julie Payne's place and passed away, sadly. And Julie Payne was holding the Christopher Cunningham file. She showed them to me. And she shared them with my mother. My mother's seen them too. When Julie and I both, when I saw Henry Gibson open up the back hatchback of his SUV and called David over, I knew something was up, and I was recording and I was watching. Sure enough, Henry Gibson hands David the red file folder known as the Cunningham files. So, yeah, I was not happy. And then they want to lie about it. No, we didn't do that. Well, Julie's purse is missing too. Where's that, Henry? And the bottom door lock was changed. Why did you do that, Henry? Maybe because you broke into the other one and it's not fixable, so you replaced it. I'm surprised Sarah Payne didn't work. She came on that down from Colorado to, get what has been left behind by her mother to her. I've got video of that. So the HOA board is disabled person. Me, not only me, but they're also interfering with the rights of other people that have disabilities. We have a woman. Her name is Sophie Morse. Sophie Morse is Vietnamese. Sophie Morse owns 5 units out there. Is going to put a lien on my home if I don't pay those fines for them not complying with the Americans with Disabilities Act when they restriped the parking lot. And I asked for handicap then, they said no. I asked them another time and we went to court over it. I lost, they won. Well, they only won because the courts were not properly trained. Yes, he's getting them properly trained. Yes, he's doing it. Cynthia Benjamin. That's what Cynthia Benjamin is. Cynthia Benjamin is the American with Disabilities Act coordinator for sccourts.org. She's the first one that ever realizes, oh, the title isn't just the title. It comes with it a lack of responsibility, like training all new employees on this so that they don't violate people's rights by saying, you're disabled. What's your disability? There you go, you just violated the ADA right there by asking that question. You don't train your people, you're going to have lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Okay. Right. Right. Yep. They got a lien on her place. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I got a police officer talking. Hold on. Hey.
You gotta make better decisions. You kind of rolled up on this side of the road.
I had my hand out for a left-hand turn, and I have it on video. And I was right here making a left-hand turn into this parking lot to get me a bite to eat. And I was kind enough to wave at you to make sure you saw me.
Just letting you know that the safer option would be to get to this stop sign and turn.
Okay.
Because you might get hit if somebody's coming around.
Well, I did not think that you, in your patrol car, being the only one coming at me at that particular time, would use your car as a weapon to kill me.
Right.
So I had no fear of doing what I did. In fact, I waved at you. And I know that you are a graduate of the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy. And you have had all kinds of defensive driving, and you know that you have to operate with due regard, just like I do.
And so do you.
I said just like I do.
Right. So my point is, too.
And I know that you're operating with due regard. That's why I waved at you.
I waved back.
I saw that.
My point is that if you don't come to this stop sign and then turn, you're risking that whoever's coming here and making this turn could hit you.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying is a better decision would have been to come to that stop sign and then pull in here.
Okay.
They're closed right now, too.
They are?
Yes.
Oh, man. What happened?
Don't know. I think she might be on vacation.
Oh, rats.
But just be safe and have a good day.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, my aide and I were coming here to get a bite. So, anyway, thanks. They are closed.
Oh. Okay.
The owner must be on vacation or something.
Oh.
They're closed.
I was wondering why I didn't see any cars.
Yeah.
And the open sign isn't open.
Yeah. So we look for our people on Decker?
Okay.
Okay. Where do you think on Decker they'll be?
They're closed.
Where do you think on Decker they'll be?
It said, do you know where the comedy store was or is? Or the plasma place?
Yeah, I know where the plasma place is. Yeah.
It's right
on
in
Decker.
that lot.
Okay, we'll head there.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get back on the phone and we'll head there. Whoops. Hey, man. No, you ain't got to. I'm fixing to be riding again for another 5 minutes.
You have a nice
So from point A to point B. Oh, on what exactly? Which one? I've got all kinds of things happening. Check out my Facebook page for the latest. So it's on there, you know. And right now I got Forest Acres Police. Hey, how y'all doing? Right now I got Forest Acres Police doing their thing. So waiting on my A to get behind me. We're gonna go to Decker. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm sorry. I was waiting on the aide to get here. Okay. 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 Also, I sent you an email that's showing the lane surcharge is replaced. I'm not going to complain about that. I want you to do it. That's why I sent it to you and didn't say a word to nobody else. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Right up Decker.
I don't see it.
Right up Decker.
It's right here. Right here. This way it don't be it.
Okay.
I remember the Longhorn Steakhouse. It's right here.
He's not there.
Maybe it's not a good day for hot dogs.
Maybe, I don't know. Don't know. How about go to Burger King? We'll go inside and eat.
I'll follow you.
Burger King?
I think so.
Okay. They have a new, they're advertising a new sandwich called the barbecue brisket. That's what I want to try.
Okay.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Come on and you eat inside and all that.
Okay.
What? What's your name? Hello? I'm all right. How are you? Okay. I sent you some things that might make you, that might comfort you about other people's issues that they were having, and then they discover, well, my daughter's grown up, she's no longer in the house, and I'm no longer the protector I used to be. That sort of thing. I would love them. Yeah. Well, my suggestion is that you have consent to use SC Call on your system. Very few people have SC Call programmed into their radios. So instead of calling for me or Dwayne on PRN, try us on SC Call. Because no matter what repeater we're on, we almost always are in promiscuous mode. So if we're on Columbia East Local and you key up on SC Call, it should key up every repeater in the state of South Carolina, not North Carolina. North Carolina would be what we call dynamically connected. So when you key up the ID code, it puts it in there and uses it, but once it detects 5 minutes of no longer usage, it resets. So yeah. Not always, not lately, not always. Yep, really. So, hold on a second. I'm gonna switch Bluetooth with you. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see. Give me just a minute to slide this on. Can you hear me now? Good, so are you now. You are in my MX helmet. My motocross DOT full face helmet with goggles and the sun visor. And tell me who I am now. Identify me now. Go ahead. Who am I? Yeah, that's how I'm dressed now. And it's a Fox helmet. The Fox uses the same symbol that the Swamp Fox Fighter Squadron uses. That Fox? Yeah, the ones out of, the ones out of Richland County, McIntyre Air National Guard Base. That's where the home of the Swamp Foxes are. McIntyre Air National Guard Base. They're Air National Guard. And they were first in at Desert Storm. You know why? Because they were an Air National Guard unit competing against full-time active and reserves from all NATO countries. And our Swamp Foxes whooped everybody's up whooped everybody's butt on bombing accuracy. So because of that, our Swamp Fox fighters were all so proud of that in gold letters on the tail of every Swamp Fox fighter jet, it said, "World's most accurate bombing." So guess who got called in first at the beginning of Desert Storm? Guess who else was out at Desert Storm, the very beginning of Desert Storm? Lee Capel. Lee Capel, my older brother, Lee, that Harvey had adopted me and Kenny. Lee Capel was in his F-14 Tomcat off the USS Saratoga and had a FA-18 Hornet with him. And this is when it was all first kicking off. This is when this happened. And he watched his wingman, who was an FA-18 pilot, on his F-14, okay? Lee flew an F-14 Tomcat. You know, he watched the movie and got hooked like a lot of other people did. Yeah. And so he lived the dream, buddy. He became a Top Gun instructor. My brother Lee became a Top Gun instructor. But at the very start of Desert Storm, my friend, he was airborne. His wingman was in an FA-18, and they were protecting a E-2. The Navy version of the Air Force's Hawkeye, right? So, and the FA-18 got shot down, and the guy died, and Lee watched it happen. So, when I go to talk to Lee, and I try to ask him questions about the war and stuff, he only talks about two people. The one that he lost at the beginning of Desert Storm that he watched go down, and the other one that he lost in a mishap. So that's the only two things he really talks about. I wanted him to log on to DCS, you know, and tell me how accurate the controls were for the F-14 Tomcat that they got on there. I wanted to know how accurate all the switches were, because the virtual reality digital combat simulators, you know. But Lee was like, well, I don't want to talk about killing people. They wasn't asking you about that, Lee. I was asking if you would check out that content out and let me know if it's the A or A+, you know, and how accurate it is to whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's the A or not, you know. And Lee would know that because he was a pilot on the Saratoga the day that Desert Storm and lost his wings. So anyway, but yeah. Yeah, his wife was the doctor at Palmetto Health Richland, that on 2 different hernia surgeries. Dr. Capel, the anesthesiologist, PR anesthesiologist, was kind enough to knock me out, and that was Lee's wife. So it shouldn't be now because I'm pulling into my backyard off the street. Yeah, you shouldn't hear it now because I'm turning off my e-bike. And now I'm going to try to get into the back door of my unit. Oh, it's the alarm I forgot to turn off on my e-bike. Haha. Yeah, well, dummy me left the alarm on the e-bike. That's why everybody's looking at me like they were as I'm going down the road. Because I didn't hear the alarm because I got you on Bluetooth in my head. So I had no idea that alarm was going off that whole time. Ta-da. So, here we go. Getting back in the house. I had my aide meet me at Burger King. I rode my e-bike. She got some video of me riding my e-bike to Burger King, so I can see how my third brake light works, aka the one on my helmet. The one on my helmet. I got one on my helmet now. I have to show it to you. Hopefully she got good enough. Yeah, it's not connected to my bike at all. It's connected to my helmet, the back of my helmet, so it's eye level to anybody behind me. Yeah, so it's not below my helmet. It is on my helmet and eye level to my helmet. So, and it senses when I'm slowing down with an accelerometer in it, and it lights up accordingly to me slowing down or speeding up, whichever I do. Stand by. Gotta switch Bluetooth again, coming off this helmet, turning off Bluetooth. Whoops. Ah. Wow. Wow. Well, it's in the 90s today. Yesterday it was in the 80s. 85 yesterday. But any other time it's been up in the 90s. I do. But, you know, the bike outfit I bought has the moisture wicking technology in the material of the shirt. So that moisture wicking does its thing. So yeah, that worked out good. That worked out real good. So, but I got you on Bluetooth. My aide just walked by, so we drove separate vehicles so she could video me. Because I haven't. So far so good. You know, Point Arcadia has now sent me a $50 fine. Give me 7 days to move. There's a final increase to $100, $200, $300. Like that. I put my handicap parking placard out that I purchased for $450. Yeah, my handicap parking pole that I had, paid $450 for that one. After somebody parked there, and then the cops were called and it turned into a little black and white civil disturbance. I'm like, screw it, I'm putting this up. I'm not asking for permission, I'm demanding that my rights be followed. Now, I can tell them, that's it. So I do, and when I do that, it causes a civil disturbance like it did the last time. So I'm like, okay, here's a good way to fix a civil disturbance like this from ever happening again. I'm put this right here in the middle of my 2 parking spots. In the middle of my 2 parking spots. Hello. Not in anybody else's, just my 2 parking spots. And next thing I know, I'm getting a warning, moving in 7 days or else. And now I'm getting a certified letter I had to sign for $50 fine. The next one will be a $100 fine, and so forth. Well, I've reported them to Forest Acres Police, and they are getting training on Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act. I wonder why. And they're also learning a little bit about Title III of the Americans with Disabilities Act and what it says about restriping parking lots such as ours, which they did after I had surgery and came back from Ohio. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But they're trying to make it sound like all those cameras I put up on Julie's house are my spy cameras, and I'm spying again on all the residents. Da, da, da. Well, you know, if all the residents weren't breaking into Julie Payne's home, stealing the Cunningham file folder, maybe nobody would see a need to have a camera. Nobody's fessed up to it yet, but I got video of Henry handing David that folder. So now they got to get warrants for that information and all that stuff. And then arrest them. It's General Sessions, Tim. And I told them I want them booked in the Alvin S. Glenn. If they write a citation, I will be pissed off. I want them booked in Alvin S. Glenn. But the law says that they can write a citation for it. I don't want you to write a citation for it, because William Thomas Miller wrote a letter. I cannot stand behind a convicted felon providing security services. Never heard of such a thing. And yet I had a letter from probation, pardon, and parole stating that it was okay for me to be a camera monitor guy, but I was not to physically get involved in anything I see. I'm only to report it to the property manager to let her take care of it. Nobody else. So I have that, you know, so now he's trying to say I'm putting up more spy cameras, because now Henry can't say crap, because I got a camera on that side of Julie's house now, that if they want to talk and brag about the things they're doing, we'll hear every word they're bragging and talking about if they're moving in front of that camera. So, yep. Yeah, she called me when just as I was getting on my e-bike. She called me, so I was on the phone on my e-bike. My aide followed me all the way over to the other store to get us a cheeseburger, and the other store's closed. Guy's on vacation. That was a quick fix. Let's see if I can get on down there. Yep, there we go. Google, resume playlist. Hey Google, resume YouTube music playlist. Real hot. Too hot I can cook things when it's hot. Too hot I can have fun going around that car. Yep, regen all the way down. I don't need no throttle. Don't need the throttle. No, it'll just regen all the way down. 78%. Let's see how much it regens. Probably not enough. The region 74, 1 mile, 400 yards. Okay. Alright. Stop. Nothing coming. Now we come this way. Big time. 19 miles an hour. Still faster than I could walk up here. 20, 21, 23, 24, back up to 28. Regen 4. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, last eye's working. That's kind of red. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Hey.
It's a lot.
Hey,
Hold on it.
thank you. Uh-huh. Hi. We meet again. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful. Do you know who the ADA coordinator is?
No, sir.
Do you, sir? You, so you don't know either? Okay. Mr. Barrows? Does that name ring a bell? Mr. Barrows? He replaced Keith Lindler?
They haven't announced it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it's on your website. If you go there now and look under ADA notice, it no longer says Keith Lindler on your website, but on there it still says Keith Lindler. And on theirs it says Keith Lindler. It needs to be changed.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all have a good one. Yep. Told them the deal. Needs to be changed. Full lock turn, Doodle. There it is. Full lock turn. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. We got it going on. And we're going to wear this way up here. Yep. Start resting out like that. Alright, I guess. Let's see. Alright, let's get some wind going here. I'm going under the speed limit. Way under the speed limit. Get some wind going. Get my face cool off. Who's all you? Still going under this building. Good. Nobody behind me. Yeah, it's always fun. Ah, 25. I'm speeding. 29. Oh no, I'm doing 29 and 25. Oh no. Down, I slow way down now. Watch it. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 20. 20 was as slow as it took me. The other one takes me 18, sometimes 17. Alright, let's see here.
Start. Recording active.
Do you? I do. I certainly do. Yep, I do. Turn this off. Really? Hang on, take a break. Water break. Time to hydrate. Yep. Time to hydrate. Where the cats are. A bunch of cats live here. Go figure, right? That's cool. Or being cool. You on nights? Good. You on nights? You on days or nights? Okay. Howdy. You friends with all the cats around here? You friends with all the cats around here? They're nice, aren't they?
Have you seen any?
Mm-hmm.
What color are
They're all up under here.
they? You come down much?
No, this is my first time coming down and stopping here. So this is my first time sneaking over here and stopping here. So
How'd you know about the cats
I saw the cats.
tonight?
Yeah, because that doesn't make noise. That's electric. So I rode right up on them, and there was a bunch of them, and they all fled, and they're all up underneath here.
A bunch?
Yeah.
There's not a bunch.
Yeah, there was at least 4 cats.
No.
You think less?
I don't have 4 cats here. I feed them morning and night.
Okay.
I don't have.
Well, there was more than 1 cat that went up under here.
What color were they?
One was gray. The other one was black and white looking. So, and I don't know what the other colors were. I wasn't paying that much. It looked like 4 cats, yeah.
You sure they weren't raccoons?
I'm pretty sure. I can go back and review my body camera because, I mean, I was standing up when I rode up here, but...
Can you do that and show me?
Huh?
Can you show me what you saw?
I mean, yeah, when I get home, I can do it. I can't do it right this second, but yeah, when I get home, I can do that. But I just decided, you know, I moved in the city limits of Forest Acres, spent my last savings, a bit of my savings account, just to move into the city limits of Forest Acres, and have a nasty HOA, which hopefully is fixing to go to jail soon.
Where are you going? You know where you live?
Point Arcadia.
Where?
Point Arcadia.
Where's that?
You know where 2500 Decker Boulevard is? Central Traffic Court.
Oh.
Right across the street from Central Traffic Court. Right across the street. Boom. There's Point Arcadia. We have 100 unit condominiums.
Yeah.
48 of them are owned by owners that rent them out.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are owned by people like me that own it and live in it. You know, our president of the HOA is a renter. He doesn't own it and live in it. So when the HOA rules go into effect, it doesn't affect him. He doesn't live there.
How much is your regime?
Oh, well, this is the second year in a row. It's been up 2.5%, and our board members are getting paid now. They used to all be volunteer. Now they're getting paid, and we're listed as a nonprofit organization through the Secretary of State's office. However, if you're in charge of the pool, they pay you X number of per hour to do these tasks every day. You know, now is that legal? And they're paying them out of our regime fee. Is that legal? And the president.
Because see, otherwise you got to pay a pool company to come and do the pool. We have a pool, and someone comes every single day, and we pay a pool company. I have a regime also, which goes up 10% every year.
Yeah, well, mine. This is the second year. Mine went up 2.5%.
That's cheap.
And
Very.
it said in the bylaws when I purchased my place, the basic cable television came with the regime fees.
Yeah.
And they were $158 something a month for me. And I had a 1,500 square foot unit, 2 air conditioners, one upstairs, one down. And, you know, well, right now, Julie Payne has passed away. And she has the only unit that's all by itself, nothing else attached to it. All one level, not two. And I've been getting these people wanting to buy my home. I got a $40,000 offer the way my home sits right now. I paid $26,500 for my home.
Wow.
And they're offering me $40,000 right now the way it sits. The way it sits with the problems that it currently has. And I was honest. I said, look, you know, the AC leaks. I got to drain this out, you know. This right here is going on. I got to do this. You know, you can't use the hot water on the washing machine, because if you do, it'll leak all over the place outside, and you'll see it. So you
gotta wash it.
So you got to wash everything in cold water.
We have to go to a separate building and do our.
Oh yeah. Well, it's my washer and dryer. So if I sell the place, my washer and dryer comes with me. Whoever buys the place can put their own, you know, in there. But you know, but Johnny Ray Marshall is a police officer that I grew up with. When I met him, I was dating the captain of Forest Acres Police Department Explorer Post 400 at your service. And I was a SCDC correctional officer. And Johnny Ray was like in between high school, and he's in between high school and in between 21 years of age, between high school and 21. You have to be 21 to carry a firearm. So he was between high school and 21. Gina was in the same boat, between high school and 21. So I was dating Gina, and I was one of the advisors to the Explorer Post here that Forest Acres had many years ago. And they had a big scale competition in Clemson, South Carolina. I couldn't go. Sorry, y'all have fun, you know, be cool, y'all look out for each other, all this stuff, right? They went out there, and I don't know how they finished as far as the competing thing. I don't know if they withdrew or not, but they found out that one of the cadets was a sexual predator, and he was going after the guys in the group. He's a guy too. That he was going after the guys in the group, and he had gotten 3 of them, and they found out another victim at Clemson. So when they found out,
what do you mean by predator? What kind of predator? Sexual?
Yeah, anal. He would perform to them, anal sex to them. That's what he did. So.
And this guy was what?
He was an explorer, a law enforcement explorer with the Forest Acres Explorer Post. So I didn't know that's what was going on. The guys never told me about that, right? But when the Explorer Post disbanded, they were lost. And I felt bad and sorry for them. But I didn't know all the details, right, until later on. And then Gina told me what was going on. And that Gina was his real target, but he was going through whoever he could get until he could finally make his way to Gina. But because I was dating Gina, that blocked him from getting to Gina. Because I was dating Gina.
Gina's a female?
Yeah.
And why would he go after female if he was going after men?
I don't know, but he said his target was, he really wanted Gina, you know, but I was dating Gina and I stayed with Gina, basically moved in with Gina, you know, and that kind of blocked him from that. So he went after
All this,
yeah.
what are you getting to, the bottom line?
Well, I mean, when I worked Richland County EMS and showed up on the scene, here's Forest Acres Police doing chest compressions and real mouth to mouth. Real mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth. We don't
Some
do
people
mouth to
still
mouth
have
in
to do
EMS.
Yeah, but if you're in a situation you don't have something, you have to do it.
So here, that's what they were doing, okay? And I saw this because there I am, Richland County EMS, and I'm showing up to calls. They are the most helpful to us on every call that we go on. They are usually there before we are, okay? We have 10, and back when, in my day, we had 10 ambulances on the road at night. That's it, covering the whole county, 10 ambulances. Now they got 14 covering the road at night. That's still really not enough for the call volume. But we were averaging 40,000 calls a year with 10 ambulances on the road at night.
That's why I saw one going down Forest Acres, a Forest Drive.
Right,
I was sitting coming up from Kroger.
yeah,
Okay, get this. It was a green light for everybody on Beltline.
yeah.
They came in, they had to come to complete stop because 2 cars in Beltline just went right through their green light and made EMS stop. Made
He's a
the
nice guy.
ambulance stop
Yeah,
because those assholes were going through
oh yeah,
green light.
oh yeah.
And it's like, if I was in the right lane, I would have followed them and got their tag number. You know, but anyway.
I was riding my e-bike and this guy, I'm doing 28 miles an hour on my e-bike, 28 in a 30. This guy decides he's going to pass me. He's an older guy. That's kind of what shocked me, was that he was a much older guy. And he wanted to do faster than 28 miles an hour, which kind of was like, raised an eyebrow. Dude, is this dude drunk or what? You know, does he not see me? You know, I'm trying to be seen a little bit, you know.
You are lit
I
up.
want to be seen, you know. That's what I want. And
So you don't work anymore?
so, no, I disability retired from Richland County EMS in August of 2001. But I stayed active with the Batesburg-Leesville Rescue Squad because Batesburg-Leesville Rescue Squad was like, well, hey, just because you're on those meds, are they causing you to be dizzy or drowsy? No. Well then, what the heck, come on. They didn't have the same rules that Richland County EMS did. Richland County EMS says if you're taking a medicine that says may cause dizziness or drowsiness, you can't work. Well, I was misdiagnosed with tuberculosis and put on the triple drug therapy for TB. Now, before I can get home from Doctor's Care on Forest Drive, back then I lived in Arcadia Lakes. Before I could get home to my house at Oakwood Drive in Sylvan, you know, close to there, before I could get home, Richland County EMS shift supervisor, manager is calling me. And he's saying, whatever you do, don't come to work. We got you covered. Whatever you do, don't come to work. We got you covered. Follow up with your family doctor, blah, 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 blah. She shut down that Doctor's Care on Forest Drive, made everybody get a baseline test for TB. And she reported me to DHEC. And then DHEC contacted Richland County, and then Richland County called me on my way home to tell me, whatever you do, don't come to work, you know, because I had felt sick and I threw up blood at work. Not normal for me to do that. But for the whole month, I had been extra man on the truck, and if you're extra man on the truck, you're given the keys to a pickup truck, and they take all the advanced life support drugs out, and then they hand you a first responder bag. And it's got basic splints in there and all that, so you can package somebody up, get them ready for transport, but you can't transport, but you can get them ready for transport. So we do that, and then you go to all the different hospitals that we transport to and pick up the spine boards and the reusable stuff. Just all blood and guts all over it. And throw it in the pickup truck and drive back to headquarters. And then we had a tile wall and concrete floor with a drain and steam cleaner, you know, that had this hypochlorite solution in it. But what they don't tell you is water heated above 87 degrees Fahrenheit loses its disinfecting qualities. So I got hot tub lung is what I got. And hot tub lung has the same look, has the same reaction as TB, but it is not contagious from person to person. You get it mostly from indoor hot tubs where they don't change the filter properly, they don't clean it properly, it's not exposed to UV
So
rays.
if your pool, your swimming pool is above 87 degrees.
Yes.
Because our pool right now is so warm, you could take your soap and take a bath.
Right. Right.
So that would be bad.
Right.
Really?
Yes. So, and it's more prevalent in the southeastern half of the United States. The treatment for it is the exact same triple drug therapy that you take for TB for a year. So the county says, okay, you can't work for a year. Good thing you got that long-term disability. I'm like, well, I'm not getting any younger, and I knew that eventually I was going to be grounded. I was born crippled. I was born at Fort Jackson Army Hospital in 1966. I have an identical twin brother. I was a March of Dimes 1967 identical twin for Richland County. And from here down, my legs were curved in, my toes were touching up here. And I had bladder exstrophy, so all this was open. I don't have a pubic bone like everybody else does. I don't have any muscle around my bladder or anything. It's all open. So I've had to have multiple surgeries throughout my life. And most recently in 2015 I had a total bowel obstruction and they sent me to Richland. And when I got to Richland, they're like, I'm not skilled enough to fix you correctly, but if I don't fix you, you're going to die. So he goes in and cuts through old surgical mesh and goes through, pulls out about 3 feet of intestine just dead, puts me all back together, staples me back together with what I already had, knowing he knew that my body was going to reject it. And he had a PA come in and admit that in front of my public defender. And my public defender showed up, which freaked security out. How did you know what time and what time we was going to be here, this, that, and the other? I'm like, dude, I used to work in the medical field, dude. Don't mess with me. I know what I'm talking about. Huh?
You know a good lawyer?
I don't know a good lawyer. I need one. I really do.
I want one too.
Because here's my problem right now. If you walk into that office right now and you look on that board, you'll see that Keith Lindler has retired, and now they're not in compliance with Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And I have a nonprofit organization and a license, compliments of the city of Forest Acres, to be a Title II Americans with Disabilities Act auditor. And what do? I audit public entities. And who do I target? Law enforcement and courts mostly. Why? Because they're the ones that we count on to protect us when our rights are violated, you know? So we have assigned parking where I live. I have a permanent handicap parking placard, which you see on my bike. I usually keep it on my bike. And that's why I rode my bike right up where I rode it and just walked up the little steps here, you know. And the cats.
Well, that's it. I've been doing these cats now for 8 years right here.
Right.
And I started out with 10 and I'm down to 2.
Okay.
And that's why
well, I thought I saw 4 is what I thought I saw.
I don't see how you did.
But I don't know. I could have just thought I saw 4, you know. But
somebody comes up here once in a while.
Yeah.
Leaves a cigarette butt, leaves a drink.
Yeah.
Leaves junk, and it's like.
Well, I try not to leave nothing behind. I got my drink right here, you know. So.
Well, I mean, so if you're coming by.
Yeah.
If you see somebody, tell them to get the hell out of here. Even though it's public.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Get away from my animals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when it gets dark, they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to me anyway. They know what I'm doing. They don't care. But as far as Keith goes, they hired somebody to take Keith's place.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Barrows, and he doesn't know anything about what Title II is. Jack Barrows, Jeremy Barrows, JB.
Oh, I know his name's Jeremy. Barrows.
Jeremy, yeah, Barrows, yeah. Remember they introduced him as his assistant about a month ago? Mm-hmm. About 2 months ago they introduced him as the assistant.
courtroom sometimes?
The city did? No. City introduced him on Forest Acres Neighborhood Association webpage and on Residents of Forest Acres. There's two Facebook groups, Residents of Forest Acres and, you know, the Forest Acres Neighborhood Association, which is the one I like the best because the woman that started it lives on Oakwood. And I used to live on the other end of Oakwood that was not in Forest Acres.
I'm going to have to go. I
So,
can't take the
I understand.
mosquitoes.
I understand.
Yeah. But I've been taking the food up
Mm-hmm.
because the raccoons have been taking it and making a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they eat it all up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to avoid the raccoons coming here.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I got 2 babies left.
Yeah.
That's it. I
Okay.
just lost one in June because they sprayed for some kind of chemical,
Mm.
and they're telling me nothing was sprayed, and I think, wait a minute. I mean, they wouldn't eat the food for a day or 2. They lost weight for like 3 weeks. You know, somebody sprayed like Terminex or something because I says there were dead roaches in the water, and their water and stuff, and they were sick. I
Do
mean,
you-
they lost a lot of weight.
Do you have cat traps?
Yeah.
The humane cat traps, you know? Have you ever thought about doing like what our inmates do? The inmates, when they start seeing an overabundance of stray cats, they'll set up cat traps and they'll use bungee cords. And instead of allowing the trap to shut, they use bungee cords to keep the trap open. So no matter where the cat stands in that trap to eat, it's going to stay open. The cat goes in and is used to it, gets used to it, gets used to it, and then you set the trap. Boom, now you got your cat.
Why do I want to do that?
Don't you want to get them fixed and then re-released, or are they already
I
fixed?
started 8 years ago with 10. Almost
Right.
10.
Right.
They're all fixed in shots.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay. Okay. Even these that you're looking at? Okay. Cool.
And I
didn't notice that. I did not notice that because they
You
did
can't
not
see
stick
them 'cause
around.
they're
You're right. They
females.
didn't stick around. You're right.
And they're females.
They didn't stick
But
around.
I've taken out 7 raccoons out of here.
Wow.
You know, and that was several years ago. Now the babies are all here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I took them down behind the post office and let them out that creek.
Yeah.
You know, there's other raccoons.
Yeah.
I take the food up so the raccoons are going to learn not to come here for food.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in here every morning.
I got a lady friend that rescues raccoons.
Well, I pretty much got them going out of here.
Well,
You know, pretty much.
if you
Got 'em
need help,
somewhere
if you
else.
need help rehoming, I got a rescue raccoon friend.
For what, raccoons? Or cats?
She specializes in raccoons right now. She used to specialize in sugar gliders, and now she's doing raccoons. In the wild, raccoons live 2 to 3 years. In captivity, they can live 15 to 20 years.
Well,
So-
I had 4 babies come up last week,
Yeah.
right to my foot. One tried to get up my leg.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're trainable, very trainable.
Mhm.
Raccoons are very sweet,
Mm-hmm.
but I got them circulated somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeding them somewhere else. But anyway,
Good
you
deal.
see somebody else here.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell
I
me, get
just
the hell out
stopped
of
here to hydrate in the shade during shift change and see who was coming on. You know, I'm just goofing off. So, and I've already walked in there and checked to see if they updated the ADA notice in there. No, they haven't, and they couldn't tell me who it was. And I said, well, it's on your website now. Why don't you pull it up on your website
It's
now?
ADA.
Americans with Disabilities Act. I
I should
audit.
know that.
I audit. That's what my nonprofit organization does. I audit for Title II compliance with the ADA, and if you don't comply, I ask you to voluntarily comply. If you still don't comply, I can file a lawsuit on you immediately. I don't have to go through any proper channels or wait. I can immediately just file a lawsuit against you.
Where would you file it?
So, in a state court of competent jurisdiction.
I'm not a lawyer.
Why do I need a lawyer?
Yeah, I see. I'm going to have to go. I
There's
can't
no
deal-
11th
I
Amendment
can't deal
immunity
with
for them
phones.
not complying with it, so why do I need a lawyer? They have to comply with Title II. So, you know,
And what is your name?
Richard Capel,
Capel.
and I,
CAPE.
LL, and I post as Anonymous Sting Writer on YouTube. So,
I don't get on the computer that much.
well, I'm just letting you know, I post
CAPPEL.
CAPELL, see, right here, ADA Title II Compliance Auditors,
Oh, okay.
see?
Richard, right? Is
Yeah,
that what you
Richard.
said?
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
it's nice meeting you, Richard.
You too.
Just don't let anybody mess with my cats.
I'm not. I just rolled up on them and decided to sit here and take a little break.
Raise hell.
I wasn't going to catch them or do nothing. So,
It's
nothing
like
harmful.
I said, I've been here 8 years doing this,
Yep.
and they know don't bother me.
Yeah, I have no harmful intent, I swear. So,
Yeah, but there's been other people up here like.
well, yeah, I know. I used to rescue sugar gliders.
I came up the other day and I'm going to tell Dawn this. SUV was sitting there with two people in it. One was black, one was white. A woman and a black man. Another car came up, got out, handed them something, and she left. They sat there 2 or 3 minutes and left. And they were from North Carolina. Oh, we just had a drug change.
Wow.
Something happened right here in the parking lot. I thought,
Wow.
what a safe place to do it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
Well, hey, thank you and nice meeting you. And I promise you, I mean no harm to cats at all.
okay.
So,
Well, if you see somebody, tell them to get out of here.
okay, yes, ma'am. You take care.
All right, then.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it Richard or Rich?
Richard, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you later.
All righty. Well, turn on the headlight. See how that works. Thank you.
7 miles per hour. Distance 3 miles, 1100 right. Phone battery 86%. 47 minutes from start. Full recording access.
Hey, Greg. You was a good dude, dude. Yes, you were. enable maximum volume.
Miles per hour. Distance 5 miles, 900 yards. Phone battery 80%. 5 minutes from start. Fuel recording active.
Hey people, can you hear me? Hey Google, set all volume to 100%. Hey Google, all volume to 100%. All volume to 100%. Hey Google, stream 96.7 WTCD.
17 miles per hour. Distance 5 miles, 1300 YD. Phone battery 86%. 56 minutes from start. Fuel active.
Hey Google, can you hear me? 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 Okay Google, can you hear me? Hey Google, stream my YouTube music. Hey Google, stream my YouTube music list. Hey Google, stream my YouTube recording list. Hey Google, stream my YouTube playlist. Hey Google. Hey Google, stream my YouTube playlist. Music playlist, YouTube. There we go. There we go. East Shore, right? East Shore. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this right.
85%.
Only God knows why.
I've been sitting here trying to find myself. I get behind myself. I need to rewind myself. Looking for the payback. Listen for the playback. They say that every man bleeds just like me. And I feel like number one, yet I'm last in line. I watch my youngest son, and it helps to pass the time. I take too many pills, it helps to ease the pain. I made a couple dollar bills, but still I feel the same. Everybody knows my name. They say it way out loud. A lot of folks fuck with me. It's hard to hang out in crowds. I guess that's the price you pay to be some big shot like I am. I'm stretched hands and one night stand. Still I can't find love. When you walk on jumping down, I will always be and when you walk on jumping down, I will always be around. People don't know about the things I say and do. They don't understand about the shit that I've been through. It's been so long since I've been home. I've been gone for way too long. Maybe I forgot all the things I miss. Somehow I know there's more to life than this. I said it too many times, and I still stand firm. You get what you put in, and people get what they deserve. Still I ain't seen mine.
Ah, feels good to move.
Distance 6 miles. ID. Phone battery, 84%. 1 hour and 12 minutes from start. Tour recording active.
And that's not easy to get up and down if you're in a wheelchair. Neither is this. That's not easy to get up and down in a wheelchair.
Speed, 7 miles per hour. Distance, 8 miles, 1600 YD. Phone battery, 84%. 1 hour and 15
Okay.
minutes from start.
That's not wheelchair friendly. This one is only because that one's not. But this one is only because of the curb right here. See? So you got some sidewalks to fix. In case you haven't already decided to fix them yet. But sure enough. Let's see here. Back into eco mode. Back into pit mode. Hey ATM, bye ATM.
From start. Tour recording active.
Hey Google. Stream B106.7 WTCB. Wait. There we go. 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 They say that every man bleeds like me. I feel like number one,
7 miles per
and
hour.
I'm last in line.
200 yards.
My youngest son,
1 hour.
it helped to pass the time. Many pills to help to ease the pain.
2 miles per hour.
Dollar bills,
9 miles. 300 yards.
still I feel the same. My name, yeah, last.
Speed 6 miles per hour. Distance 9 miles. 600 yards. Phone battery 84%. 1 hour and 20 minutes from start. Tour recording active.
He was a good dude, man. Hey, buddy. Hey, Brian. trying. I don't know. Nice dog.
Speed 10 miles per hour. Distance 14 miles. Phone battery 83%. exit.
Denny's driving out.
Pull up. There you go. Pull up.
On. Walk sign is on.
Hey, 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 everybody. You know what? I'm just
Start. Recording active. Distance, 19 miles. Phone battery, 81%. 1 hour and 54 minutes from start. Tour recording active. active.